everyone. Welcome to the Loyal and True podcast. This is a podcast for Potlatch Lager alums, and I'm Shelby Kerns, class of 1993, coming to you from Washington, D.C. today.
Hey, everybody. I'm Cam Crain, class of 1988, down here in Music City, Tennessee.
And we have another great Lager alum with us today, Garrett Renz, class of 2005. Hi, Garrett. Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure to be here and sit and chat and reminisce.
Where are you at today?
I am currently in Idaho Falls, Idaho.
What took you from Potlatch High School down to Idaho Falls?
So I didn't have a really mapped out plan outside of, well, I guess I'll go to the U of I. So I went to the U of I.
Plan. I like that start. Got my
shout out for the Vandals.
There you go. Vandals. Go Vandals. All about it. I decided, well, I did well in Haddock's math class, chemistry. I guess I'll be an engineer. I don't know. Sounds cool. So after about 3 classes, I realized that that wasn't my thing. So I just took a break. At the same time, I had started frying chickens at the Winco there in Moscow. And 21 years later, here I am running the Idaho Falls store. And we've been here 7 years now. So it's been great. Love it down here.
Oh, that's awesome. And so you've been in Idaho Falls for 7 years. Where were you before that? Were you still up in Moscow area?
So I was in the Moscow store until 2013 and then had the opportunity to go to Spokane, was there for a little bit, had the opportunity to live in Texas, in McKinney, Dallas-Fort Worth, then Utah. So we lived in Layton, Utah for a while. Pocatello, and then had the opportunity to come back here and took it, and now we're here.
Is it nice to be back closer to home?
It is definitely nicer to be closer to home. Yeah, it's still an 8-hour jaunt. You have to go up through Montana and then over to Coeur d'Alene and then down instead of going through Boise. But I never would have thought I missed trees the way I miss trees living in Texas. Missed it quite a bit. So to be back in Idaho definitely felt a little bit more like home. So.
Oh, I hear you. I went to Kingsville, Texas for my freshman year, and I thought I was on another planet. It was just a barren wasteland. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. Yeah. I love the trees. Love the green.
Love the greens. Love the different seasons, instead of just hot and not quite as hot.
Right.
There's at least a little bit. So, I mean, it's pretty close. Idaho Falls is about an hour away from Targhee, which is nothing like the St. Joe National Forest, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So,
yeah, I was there just a couple years ago. Went out for a family reunion and went out to, that park that's nearby, that really, really big, cool one. Yeah.
I think I've heard of it. Yeah.
And what amazed me, Garrett, was the Idaho Falls downtown scene. Okay, we stumbled into some karaoke that I'll never forget. It was really, really impressive. I had no idea.
As a former karaoke regular, I'm disappointed that I've never found that scene. So
you haven't found that scene? There's a little slice of pizza place. There's a pizza place right there, and then there's like a bougie little coffee place that kicked us out. And then they sent us over to it looks like some kind of like 80s film, like the Tropicana or it's something tropical. Do you know the bar I'm talking about?
No, it was probably past 9 o'clock though, wasn't it? Because
it was.
It's about bedtime.
Shout out to cousin, Rob Kerns, Rob C.
Oh,
Kerns.
Let's go.
There we go. Right. Yeah. Too much rock for one hand, right? Got to split it in.
Didn't you guys end up with like some Australian rugby players or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we did. That was a whole scene. And they were there. They're just, wanting to see what Americans were like. And they're like, you're really not as bitter as we think you are on the media. You're actually quite nice people.
They didn't know they were stumbling into a Kerns family reunion.
They had no idea. Yeah. Yes, but we befriended them and we're playing pool with them and singing. And it was a scene. So right on, Idaho Falls.
Yeah. Idaho Falls is a pretty great spot.
It's pretty
It really is. I feel like when we're in Northern Idaho, like we kind of give it's our job to talk about how it's better than everywhere. But,
yeah,
it is nice down there.
I didn't understand until I moved here that growing up, I always thought that Southern Idaho or Boise and everything over was the same. Whereas no, there's 3 different regions. We're over here. We're just doing our own thing. Then there's Boise, and then there's everybody up north. So
yeah, and really kind of 4, because like the Magic Valley is also kind of its own.
That's true.
It doesn't really want to be rolled into Eastern Idaho or Boise, so that gets kind of hard. Yeah, but it is pretty nice. When you do you get up home very often, up back to Potlatch?
I do. Is it as often as I would like to? Of course not. I have 3 kids now, so they're all in their own activities with mainly hockey and some other sports. Hockey,
right on.
Really big into hockey. So never would have believed that I would be a hockey dad, but here we are. So I make it up as soon as whenever we can. Of course, we try and make it up there. The last trip, I had to show them like, all right, we're going to go up Skyline. And then once we make it to the rest stop, that's when I'm just going to roll down the window so you can, there it is. There's a little bit of home. It's good.
You're right. The smell. So when you look back on it, when you think back about, growing up there and all those things, are there things that, influenced your success and where you're at today that, some positive things that you sort of have carried with you?
I think there are a lot that coming up in that little town really taught me. One was working hard and following through. So all of the teachers, all of the coaches, all the families, they all had and still have clear standards for us when it comes to whether we were in band or whether we were on the football team or the basketball team. You were a part of something bigger than yourself. And it also taught me that you could have those expectations. And because you cared about that person and you deposited it into that relationship, you could make a withdrawal on that. And it's something that I've tried to mentor in my leadership, especially in retail and managing different personalities day in and day out. So it also kind of taught me resilience, that a lot of people in Potlatch are blue collar. I still consider myself blue collar. I have a chip on my shoulder. I know how to work. And I wish I would have kind of looked around a lot more at that when I was coming up. So that's kind of what's influenced where I'm at today and what I'm building.
I think there's a lot of value in growing up in small towns and then being on teams, and it translates into the workplace. So I'd love to hear more about that for you. Like, what's it like managing people, and do they remind you of certain personalities from back home? Are there traits that you take from coaches or teachers that you apply directly to them to this day?
I would say it goes back to fundamentals, like 3rd grade. And I know that we've already listened to Brad Nicholson, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. By the way, I was always really jealous that I never got his autograph on my shoe like some of the other kids in my grade.
What? Really?
Really?
Oh, yeah. If that whole episode, I kept thinking like, man, I had Nick's autograph. Pretty sure I had Jimmy Everett's autograph on my shoe, but I never got Justin Minden. I never got Brad Nicholson, Jerry Nick. I mean, we could talk forever. But that was going like that was me in 1st grade or 2nd grade. So to be able to have that core group or a standard or a system, it was 3rd grade when we were learning, Brad Minden coaching us and teaching us this is what a ball screen is, and we were able to just build on that as a foundation and keep building on the skills. And it created the program that Level carried on, and whatever program you look at that's been really successful in Potlatch, whether it's softball, baseball, football, and being a part of that community is still what I take into leadership. Is we focus on the simple things. They may not be complicated, but I promise you, they are part of a more complex system. And just be a part of the process. The results will come at the end. So that's what that process in PHS has really showed me.
That resonates here. This has been a kind of a running through line, if you will, in a lot of these interviews that's carried on. That sense of thinking of others, that sense of thinking of team over individual, which is really interesting in the U.S. because oftentimes we don't get that narrative. We get hey, go after what you want on your terms. Be very independent, and there's reasons for all of that. But there's also something really special about what you're just describing there about, hey, pay attention to the process. Let's work together and let's get something done.
And that translates to not just the sports aspect of PHS, whether it was knowledgeable with Haddock or the music program with Doug Richards. It was the same very high standard and expectation all the way through, but you wanted to be a part of that, and you wanted to be a part of something bigger. And I think sometimes those that are still in it kind of take it for granted. I know that I did. So whatever program you're associated with, I mean, you got some of the best people around helping, guiding, and coaching you along the way.
Yeah, I like that, when we think about how it really is the whole community, because that's the other thing I think we hear a lot, right? Is it kind of takes everybody to make things work. So everybody's expected to do their part, play their part on the team, because each of those roles is important. So then maybe we also when we go out into the world and into our careers, we know each person's important and each part's important.
I think that's a really interesting point. And if you look at least my growing up, like my family, the Renz / Klinkefoos, as we found out, side, I was able from a pretty young age. I've just always been interested in people and getting to know them. So I was able to mingle between those different groups, whether it was the music kids, like I could sit down and hang out with them, or hang out with all the people on the sports teams, and being able to understand that they all brought something to the community, to the team, that was important, that was vital, and what made Potlatch and still does to this day. I think now looking back, it really resonates with me.
Well, I remember being a kid of the 80s and watching movies that talked about all these cliques. I was a huge John Hughes fan. Breakfast Club, all these things, great movies. And I would look at them and go, okay, yeah, I see what they're saying, but man, that is not my experience at all. And then I shared with you that I had that year away, and I got to see what a really big school at that time was like. And it was in South Texas. So you had these different tropes, stereotypes of people that would hang out together. And that was something that I really missed, is that it didn't matter on a level. Didn't matter what you were into. You were into what you were into. And so what? You could, who cares? Of course you're into stuff. And then you just chose your friends to hang out with that way. Yeah. Right. And that was something that was pretty cool. But I wanted to get back to Winco for a minute and, ask you if there are ever interesting people that come into Winco, people that might have a connection to Logger Nation.
Well, I that's so funny you bring that up. So
I felt the itch. I felt the itch, Garrett, to scratch. Yeah.
So I was helping check one day, which normally I really don't like to hop in and register because I'm, one, really not that great at it. It's been a long time. And two, I just make more problems for everybody on the front end because then they start to freak out a little bit. So a gentleman is coming through with his family, and he has a Cougars hat on, Wazoo, right? So I always say, if there's a Vandal that comes through, go Vandals, because obviously. Two, if there is a Cougar fan, go Cougs, right?
Go Cougs.
You just don't see it in southeastern Idaho. You don't. You see BSU. Sometimes you'll see some BYU, some BYUI because of where we're located over here. But anyways, gentleman comes through. I do the old "Go Cougs," and then I made a comment. You really don't see that in southeastern Idaho. Did you go to school up there? I'm just trying to make light of conversation as I'm trying to get him through the line. Yeah, I did, and I'm from a little itty bitty town up by there. Oh, that's weird. So am I. Oh, really? What town are you from? And I said, nah, you probably wouldn't know it. No, try me. And I told him I was from Potlatch, and he didn't believe me. He looked around like, I don't know if he thought he was being spied on, and said that he is too. And then all it takes is a last name, and then you start to connect the dots. And in fact, it was Uncle Dave Kerns, who lives in Blackfoot.
Uncle Dave, shout out. Yeah.
He shops and says hi to me every time. So, of course, after he leaves, like I shake his hand and introduce myself and get on the phone, talk to my dad and kind of connect the dots.
That's so funny. I do the same thing. Like, that's my first thing is like, I got to send a text. Like, does anybody know who this is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Small world, man. And that it is remarkably small because like what you said earlier about Idaho Fall really kind of being its own thing. It's over there closer to Wyoming, Montana area anyway, so it's actually quite a long ways from Potlatch in that regard.
It is. I remember going down there for like state basketball tournaments. Remember they used to like move around.
Yeah.
And I remember going over there and that was like the longest drive I'd ever been on.
The longest. Yeah. Yeah. Cause you're like hitting Boise, you think, oh yeah, we're really close.
Yeah.
No, not even close.
Not so much.
Not so much.
Or we'd go down, like Garrett was talking, we'd go down through Montana and you're like, we're in another state, which, it turns out that's not really that far from Potlatch, but it made it seem really far.
And then did you like that town? Cool. It's about 3.5 hours until we get to the next one. So good luck. So take a nap.
Take a nap. There's some canyons. There's some lava. There's some cool stuff out here that we'll care about later.
Well, it was always snowy because it was, it was like
basketball,
February or March or whatever.
Oh,
and it would always be like snowing and
dangerous.
Like, I don't know. I remember there always being stuff like, they're going to close the roads behind us, which honestly, I think my dad just lied about stuff like that because we would always want to stop and like stay in a hotel and we'd be like, no, it's a big storm. They're closing the roads. We got to go now or we'll be stuck. And then later you're like, I don't remember seeing any of that. That sounds like a giant lie you told me.
Good tactic.
Yeah. Not bitter about it or anything. Now that I realize all the line.
Not at all.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
But I love that. I mean, I feel like that's the thing that comes up a lot too, is we all talk about running into other people from Potlatch and somehow we all find each other in whatever place.
We do.
I've noticed that on multiple episodes of the podcast. You will run into somebody and then of course, even if you're remotely from that area, you're going to start to, okay, last name drop me. Okay. Do you know X? Do you know Y? There it is. Yeah. Okay. Then we go from there.
There we go. It's all we'll get there.
Shelb, did you notice he said multiple episodes? He's listened to multiple episodes.
Multiple.
Yeah. I like it.
I'm looking forward to the day. We have a regular listener here. Regulars. You got competition. All right. With Garrett here. Okay. I am looking forward to seeing someone in Nashville at some point. Who's coming to Nashville, Logger Nation? Let me know.
Yeah, or does anybody live there? We need to find out if anybody's there.
Even somebody here already. Yeah.
I mean, that would be wild.
Somebody is here already besides me.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
So going back to you, you did well in Haddock's class and you talked about like, Mr. Richards and the band. Are there any like memories of teachers or any teachers that like had a really big influence on you?
So when I thought of this question or when I've heard the podcast, I think it was really hard to dial it down to one because there were multiple teachers that impacted me then, impact like still how I operate today or how I lead today. They didn't so much lower the bar. They held the bar and they held you to it, not because that was what they wanted. They wanted the best for us. So like there is one that made like has a huge impact on me still to this day. And they probably don't even remember it happened. That's the cool thing about events like these. I think I was in trig. So I was a junior and I sit down and we always had problems to do before class. So I'm writing. This is before laptops, kids. Okay. So I'm writing on paper and I find the answer and Mr. Haddock comes in and without skipping a beat, Lovell's over there in the corner because he had gone to part-time by this. So he was just teaching a few classes. And in front of Mr. Lovell, Haddock holds me accountable that I didn't attend a knowledgeable event the night before because I went to basketball practice. And Lovell agreed with him that I should have went. Like it was them, each other, holding themselves to the standard of, you're right, that competition was more important than this. And if you're going to do multiple things, then that's on you, Garrett, to have a communication plan. And so it taught me at 17 of, I had to figure out how to figure it out and how to balance, and dropping one to make the other a priority. That wasn't okay either for both of them. So that was one that I've kept coming back to of there's got to be something else. Now, well, if that's the one sticking with you, Garrett, you should probably go with it. So.
Yeah, but that is a big one, actually, of, okay, figuring out how to prioritize and communicate. I think that's actually the hard part when you're that age.
Right.
To advocate with respect and be conflicted about how you feel about both of those gentlemen as your coaches and where do you go in your team and stuff. Yeah, that's a lot. I can see why that stuck with you.
Yeah.
And
especially, in front of 12 other kids in the class. I mean, it was spotlight right on you, buddy.
Think about that. Yeah, that's the part that's really going to stick with you too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, accountability was something that was never shied away from. And I think it was for the best, for sure.
There are those cool moments that happened for me too, where I remember we're in the middle of football season, like in the middle of it. And the coaches in this case, not always, but in this case, came to us and said, hey, the theater department needs your help. And they came to a few of us jokers like myself. I know it's a shocker. They came to a few of us and they're like, Crain, you need to get up there and help them. And I think it was Tim Brent and a few other guys, maybe it was Chad Bartlett, some other guys. They're like, they can't find enough guys. You need to go help them. And you can get off practice early and go help. And we're a little bit like, okay, that sounds cool. But that's really rare to look at. The fact that they didn't just try to hog it. It might have been because of my skill set. But Tim, I had modest value, but Tim had actual value. and he was ready to get, in a dress, because I think the role required a little cross-dressing, and he was confident and courageous enough to do that back then. So.
Yeah, it goes back to you need everybody, you got to have everybody.
Yeah, all hands on deck, right?
Yeah. He had a role to play, and he was going to play it to the best of his ability, and he did.
And he did. Right on.
Yeah, that's very cool. That's a great memory too, and I love that you come back to it in your mind, because you have to do that all the time now, right?
Right.
Balance your priorities and decide where to be, and it's funny. We were just talking about this at work today, that we have a lot of times people don't know what to prioritize, and probably they didn't have Haddock and Lovell holding them accountable.
Yeah, not only holding us accountable, but pointing us in the direction they needed us to go. Right? We could have been really good at doing this thing over here, but if we really needed to go way over there, it would have been for nothing. So I think having that path for us with whatever program, and
seeing colleagues respectfully disagree too, must have been pretty cool for you. I had that happen just today. When you can actually be respectful and go, hey, you know what? We both blew it there. We both blew it. We can do better than that. And the other party is like, yeah, you're right. Cool. Let's do it. Let's move on. But not harbor a grudge and then microaggress or do other, weird things that might not be helpful.
Right. And I think the best part of that was I understood, I owned it.
Mm-hmm.
Even at 17, like, well, of course I'm going to own it. There's 12 other people staring at me to wonder if I'm going to own it. And then I had that plan going forward. All right, here's what's coming up next week. What are we doing here, here, here? So,
do you remember that Knowledge Bowl? Like, what were you prepping for? I'm curious. Like, was science your thing? Math? What was your focus area?
a little bit of everything. I still rock Jeopardy, so I'll still sit home at night and just,
right on.
I'll get one right. Like, I could do this. No. There's only one guy I know of that can do it, and he's already done it on Jeopardy from Potlatch, and he crushed it. So
what?
I was on that.
Who's that?
You guys know that.
No.
Don't mess with us, Garrett. Come on, man.
Yeah. So many plugs in this podcast today. Danny Martin was on Jeopardy.
Wait, say again. Who was it?
Danny Martin.
I don't know.
All right, Danny.
Class of 2004, graduated with Kate.
And he was on
Back
Jeopardy?
to Kate. Shout out for Dr. Kate.
Yep, shout out. We were one question away from going to nationals. If you ever, I think I have it on VHS somewhere, way back in a cabinet. I'm in the back seat doing this.
Please find that.
While everybody else was in front, just really honing in on PBS.
I'm so glad I asked. More story came out here. This is amazing.
Yeah, I can't believe this. We're having to pull this out of you.
Dude, that's a fun story. Okay. So yes, please find that video or photo or both and talk to, Mr. Jeopardy, Mr. Potlatch Jeopardy. That we got to tag him. Maybe he doesn't is he too cool for Facebook? I don't know. Who knows?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah. Amazing. I know. Shelby, did you have any idea about this?
I had no idea. No.
There's so many cool things that happen. Another thing we found out the other day. Well, thankfully to my dear Shelby, I got the Potlatchopoly game. Have you seen that game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Still want to talk to those creators wherever those kids are. We're open. We're here. Potlatchopoly folks. Is there a trademark? That's what I want to know. Have you trademarked it? Is there a mobile game coming? We need to know these things. Maybe a series.
Yeah.
I know a few people. Okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's very fun. Like all of the,
all the things.
All the things that just like we keep learning about.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you were about to go to state in Knowledge Bowl, or did go to state? I got to get back to this.
Oh, you're good. So we went to state and then had an epic team like Danny, Chris, Carl Curlette, some rock stars, all stars, super smart guys. Melissa Patterson, Brian Patterson. And then we made it onto the state, which was on PBS. So we were all on TV. We were really excited. And we fell short. But it was still pretty cool to be a part of that. And
it was on PBS.
Yeah, that's a crazy. It was on PBS. I'm pretty sure my grandma recorded it.
Oh, for sure. There's no. Oh, yeah. I don't know. My grandma would not have recorded it unless we helped her, but grandmas would definitely be recording that. Absolutely.
And Garrett, was this after that significant standoff with Haddock and you and Lovell?
Yeah, because that was like mid-season.
Okay, so that was a defining. That was like
because it was at the same time that the basketball season was going on.
So that was the crisis point of this story for you, and then the climax is getting on PBS, and you guys performed so well. It sounds like you guys were stacked with talent.
That's correct. Now I don't want to put out any other assumptions other than for that team, I definitely was in the back as a great substitute, not putting it out there that I was really a strong contributor on that one, but I was a part of it, and that was pretty cool because those guys were
cool,
really
dude. Yeah. See, they wouldn't even have invited me. I think we did have a Knowledge Bowl team, but they'd be like, Crain, you're too distracting. Go away.
You did have a Knowledge Bowl team because Jeff was on it.
I was going to say, Jeff Eichhoff would, and Wayne Bunce, I'm sure, and Rhonda and Temple.
They must have won something because I remember there being like a trophy in the
and Haddock was involved.
They went to nationals, I think, once or twice.
Yeah.
Everybody will correct us. We'll
find out,
and they should.
That's the beauty.
And they have the firepower, the intellect to do that. So bring it. Corrections.
Yeah,
come at me.
Let us know
please. Yes.
The history of Polish Knowledge Bowl.
That's its own thing right there. Is there still a Knowledge Bowl? See,
that's a great question.
Cool. When you ask these questions, sometimes you just like stuff just arrives in the mail for you.
That's right.
No way.
Asking, seriously. Yeah. On a boat. Thank you, Anna.
You're like, it's not even there, Cam. You're like holding it up, but you just keep disappearing into the background.
No, I won't even show. It's here and it's not here. It's here.
It's here.
But it's here and it's not.
Yeah, you're just gone. Yeah, it's great.
Yep.
We didn't know.
See it there. Okay.
Yep. We didn't know if the junior miss calendars. We didn't know if they still existed, and Anna sent us some.
And now, not only these, I'm on January 4. Look.
Yeah, you're on it.
You are.
Yeah.
But also we can't see it because you keep holding it up.
Okay, Boomer, let's go. Okay.
Do you remember, Garrett, like a few minutes ago when I mentioned that my grandmothers would, if we were on Idaho Public Television, they would have wanted to record it, but they were too old to know how? I think we're witnessing Cam have a similar technology issue.
Where'd you guys go? You guys still there? Okay, just kidding.
One of my favorite things to do on this podcast is make fun of Cam for being old.
That's right. I'm here for that.
Yeah, I like to do it all the time. It's really
all day. I've been here for the longest, and I'll continue to be here for it.
Yeah. That's a great story.
That really is tremendous, Garrett. Thank you for sharing that, man.
You're welcome.
Does watching Jeopardy like make you nostalgic for high school? Is it one of those things that, or like maybe it doesn't make you nostalgic, but makes you think back?
I would say it brings back that little bit of competitiveness, especially like just getting one right. I think if we continue to go back through standards, like there were big wooden boards that would be strung across a desk and like a little buzzer on top. And so you're just waiting for Haddock at the time to finish that question.
Really serious.
And then, oh yeah. And then, sorry. And so at some point it would, not so much me, but if the really strong players on the team, like they would all look at each other with I know it. Do you know it? Are you sure you know it? And so that was them holding each other to a standard. And we're talking about a knowledgeable team. We're not talking about, a dynasty of a basketball program. So it translates for whatever you are in.
A lot of competitiveness.
For sure.
See, I bet that helps when you're at Winco and you got to pull out a card. Like I could take you on the basketball court or I can take you in Jeopardy. What you choose? Which one?
Yeah.
How do you want to go down? You choose your adventure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, I bet you tell your kids a lot of random facts.
I do tell my kids, you're right. Dang it.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Dad facts.
Yeah.
Because they started us just like basketball and music. They started us really young. 5th grade, I remember doing Knowledge Bowl.
Really?
And it was a lot different format, but
it was like a feeder program.
It was really fun. It was, So now I enjoy trivia nights, obviously, and karaoke. So it just kind of translates and you just get really good. I bet if any of those kids that are adults now go to trivia, I bet they slay. Because they're really good.
I bet they do too.
Study, like when you're to get good at Knowledge Bowl, was it just like studying stuff, or was it just if you're interested in stuff, you'd already picked it up? Like, how do you?
I think it was a little bit of both.
I understand going to basketball practice. I don't really understand how you get good at Knowledge Bowl.
Like, I remember we had prep topics for elementary school and maybe junior high. But beyond that, it was what's in that big old brain of yours and what are you going to bring to the table? So all 3 of them were fantastic at 4 of them, fantastic at math, science. Danny had the pop culture. So it was the 1-2 punch. it was really, I remember us doing state capitals way ahead of everybody else, knowing counties. Like I knew all the counties and just being able to memorize things because they would announce or ask a question. Hey, what is the county seat of Bannock County? That's a Pocatello. And then would hold it up, and that's knowledgeable.
And y'all had the internet. See, my generation, we're so old. We didn't have that. Jeff and Wayne and Temple and Ron, whoever it was in that, they would have to go to the Encyclopedia Britannica, I'm sure, and just peel back the pages.
I loved the Encyclopedia Britannica. Like I would just like take one at Grandma and Grandpa's because they had a set and read them.
And just read
the full set. Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Full
yeah.
set.
And you just like one, because also we didn't have anything to do. What were you going to do? You just like.
Yeah. You're like, aardvark. Okay. What's that?
Let's just start here and then like read. And then we did a lot of, when Trivial Pursuit came out, when I was probably like around junior high, and we would, or maybe like 6th grade, and we would play them after camp. It was after, I don't know if you would come play with us, but we would do it after your football games. We would all go to your mom's.
Yes, I
after
remember.
Football games, the whole family would go up, Grandma and Grandpa, all the aunts and uncles and cousins, and we would have these bizarre,
really good competition.
Pursuit. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was really fun.
I remember sticking around for a little bit, and then I have to go to a party.
No fists. So
no, I don't remember there being any fists, but I remember there being a lot of like arguments about, like, kind of in that, you know, the before you know if it's right or not, and everybody is weighing in. Like, I don't know that you're supposed to do the game that way, but like maybe someone would say it's such and such, and then someone else on their team is like, it is not. You're ruining it. You know, there would be like a lot of that. Because I mean, you can imagine like you're playing after a football game, and you know, there were like 4 siblings.
Mm-hmm.
My dad and Cam's mom and Bob, and I don't know who else was there, but that's where your competitive juice really comes out. It's with the siblings.
Absolutely.
So one thing that I don't know, when I was thinking about you being in math class, you guys had walls, right?
Yeah, so I was not around during, I've seen yearbooks because my dad graduated in 81, my mom in 85. So to see just dividers in between classrooms, that's intense. So we definitely had walls.
Okay. I don't know when the walls went in. So
AI, look up.
No.
When did walls go in at Potlatch High School?
And like, you know, emergency exits and stuff. That would be.
Well, the brief time I had with Mr. Haddock, and he was glad it was brief, as was I. But the brief time I had, he was off in a corner of the building where there was.
Oh, that's right.
There were walls for him.
Almost to Mrs. Nurk's room.
Yes, over there.
He was kind of off. Is that where he was when you had him, Garrett?
Yes.
Kind of on the way to.
Yeah, but across the hallway, I believe.
But you're saying by the time you were there, all the other ones were all walled off as well.
Yeah, the whole area was all walled off. There was a computer room. You still had the library in the center, the multi-purpose room. Wow, I can't remember the last.
Garrett and our day, it was the typewriter room.
Yeah, it was a typewriter room.
You would go in there, seriously, dude. You go in there, it'd be like click, 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 click. There's just a hum there, and there was some ancient Commodore 64 in the corner, and we're like, what is that? And they're like, oh, that's the future.
That's the future.
There were maybe like 6 computers in there when I was there. So everybody had a typewriter, and you had typing class, and then you also had like some limited computer time. And we took a CAD class. Like we had a CAD class? Stuff. Yeah, what? But only like maybe 4 or 5 people could do it.
Amazing.
Yeah, it does, but I forgot about that. I forgot that in my mind it's all computers because you forget that
right.
We didn't have those, but there were.
To take a tour now, see what it's like now. That'd be wild.
Yeah, I wonder if there's still. I guess it'd probably be a computer lab, but maybe everybody has laptops.
Right.
I don't know. I remember the last time when we visited, we visited last year, but I didn't make it into the school there. The time before that, maybe 24 or 23. It's definitely changed, but I mean, it still feels and smells like it always did. So that was
And you said your sister's a teacher, right? So
yeah, at the elementary school.
She's at the elementary school.
Yeah.
Have you gone to see her classroom and see where she teaches?
I haven't. We normally visit in the summer because of my kids being out of school, and so never really get a chance. But
I went to the elementary school like once when my niece and nephew were in elementary school, and everything is so small there. I was unprepared for like, because your memory of it is when you were a little kid, and
yeah.
That was very strange to me. It felt like some sort of weird dream.
It felt like you're an episode of Willy Wonka, just everything's a little bit smaller, shrunk.
Yeah, or what is it when you're like, all the little Lilliputians are running around?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like, look at this tiny little drinking fountain that comes, doesn't even hit my knees. What is that about?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that in my memory. So it'd be weird to like then go back and teach there and be there every day.
That must be a trip.
Yeah. And I wonder if it takes a long time to stop saying like Mrs. Roan's room instead of, and like use the name of the teacher who's there now. That would be weird.
So growing up, he's been talked about on a couple podcasts, Mr. Potter. And so
yeah, I love Mr. Potter.
Went to the same church that I grew up going to, and everybody would call him Brian. But not all of us kids, we still called him Mr. Potter until the end of time. So
I still call him Mr. Potter.
I think that's the respect, and they deserve it. So
also, it's just really that's his name. Like his name is Mr. Potter. It's not Brian.
No,
that's
Brian,
not his name.
Yeah,
I think his mom named him Mr. Potter. That's his name.
Look, I taught for a long time, Garrett, and I had students in their mid-20s that would come find me, and they'd be like, "It's still weird to call you Cam. It's weird."
Yeah. But they'll do it.
You're Crain. Yeah, I would like. You can call me Cam now. I don't know,
man.
I don't know, man. It's just your Crain. Or they could lose the Mister and at least call me Crain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless they're one of the rebels and they were like, I called you Cam when I was a senior. I'm like, I know you did. It's respectful. Now you need to go back and call me Mr. Crain.
As a senior, you kind of have to like you're testing your boundaries a little bit.
I think that was every class, probably.
Well, yeah, you're adulting. Yeah. You're right there on the verge. I mean, having a daughter that just went through her senior year, I can attest to that. We're just happy she got out. Thank you. You graduated. We're just like, please land the plane. Please land the plane. Please land the plane. She did.
I remember going to hoop. I was living in Spokane for a little while, and my dad was playing on a Hoop Fest team with Mr. Haddock. And I remember going in and watching their game and seeing them and maybe we like had lunch or maybe it was dinner or something, but I continued to say Mr. Haddock. He was like, like Jim, like I was probably 24 when he was like, Jim. I'm like, that is never going to happen.
No, that's never going to happen.
That is never going to happen.
No, can't get over it.
Yeah. Again, your name is Mr. Haddock. That's not a thing.
Were they playing in different age categories, Shelb? Do you remember at that time? That was Hoop Fest is 3-on-3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were definitely playing in the old people category.
Yeah. That's cool though. That's cool.
How old would they have been? I guess
Dad was stellar.
My dad would not have been 50 yet. Now that I say that, they were in the old people category.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was younger than Cam and I are now. So I don't know.
Jim could ball. Haddock, we played a little bit, but you know.
Yeah, and I think Jeff Strong was the other guy who played with them. They must have had a fourth person though, because they would have needed to rest. I'm sure.
See, I'm young. I remember young level. Now, Garrett, imagine this. It's Sunday ball, young level. Like I'm talking like imagine like a 30-year-old level and Jeff Strong and doing the pick and I'm playing defense on level because I always had to guard him.
And you were
I'm going
little.
through a pick on Jeff Strong. Imagine that.
just covered in sweat.
Oh, just yeah. So not only was he strong, but like just the sweat. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Probably just smelled like sawdust, Old Spice, and bar chain oil. Just
Dude, you nailed it. That was it.
that's it.
That was it.
I know that smell.
I would come back to Wazoo for that on Sunday. Shelby remembers. Running Penguins. Yeah.
The Running Penguins.
Yeah. Yeah. Sunday
I feel
ball.
like I remember the Running Penguins more than anybody who played on the Running Penguins.
So, Garrett, as we turn the corner here and look to wrap things up with you, I just want to say thank you so much for your time. It's been awesome getting to know you. We were excited going in because we're like, don't know much about Garrett at all. And I'm so excited to hear your story and hear about your background and your family. And of course, we always know more than we really do. Once we just start talking, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it took like 30 seconds for us to make all sorts of connections. So
like I graduated 3 years after your mom, you know,
I graduated with your uncle.
Yeah. Yeah. But what, you know, final thoughts, you know, thinking back and anything you want to say to like your younger self or anybody who's maybe at Potlatch High School now?
I think a couple of thoughts that came to my mind when you asked that was one, I wish I would have stopped worrying so much about what everybody else in the community really thought of me or the approval. Just the fact that I was a part of that meant that I was welcome and I was a part of that community. So for those of you that are maybe at PHS, whatever you bring to the community, I promise that the foundation that you're getting today will take you wherever you want to go in whatever capacity that might be. I mean, I never would have thought 21 years ago that I would want a career in the grocery industry, but I love it. And Potlatch gave me the tools, the foundation, the skill set, the ethic, and the sense of community that I probably couldn't have done it without it. And I think the only other memory or final thought of like what takes me back to Potlatch takes me back home, and it's like don't take it for granted like a Friday night and like seeing like looking around. I didn't play football. But I was still there because I supported the team. So to look out and to see all of the different families from all different backgrounds, all at one facility cheering on whether or not they had their kid on the field or not, whether it was a good game where we won or not great game when we lost. Everybody was there for the same thing. I can still like smell the grass. I can feel the cool air. I just don't take it for granted because it's pretty dang cool. And I'm thankful that I was able to be a part of it for the time I was.
I love that. And one thing I really love about that is you talk about how, you know, at the time you can wonder about your place in the community and what people think about you. And then you fast forward to people asking me, you know, hey, can you get Garrett Renz on the podcast? I think he would be great. I'd love to know what he's doing. And he would have a lot to add. And so, you know, you kind of go from that and you look back on it now and you realize how proud people in the community are of you. And that you had, you know, you have this place there and people still think about what you're doing. So I think that's really cool. Really good advice.
Awesome, man. Really well said.
Thanks for inviting me. I was surprised and it was my pleasure to sit down and get to know both of you. We all know each other by name and connections, but it was awesome to get to know both of you.
Yeah, it's so fun to meet. And, you know, tell Dave that Cam and I said hi next time you see him.
We will.
Absolutely.
I will, for sure.
You'll see him before we do.
Yeah. It's every other week.
You will. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, let us know if he's ever given you a hard time and need us to step in or something.
That's right. If we need to have a stern word with Uncle Dave. It can be a bit of a joker, you know.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for making time on a Monday night and look forward to sharing this with all the loyal and true fans out there.
That's right. Loyal and true.
Right.
Loyal and true.
Let's go Loggers.
Go Loggers.